Hey everybody, this is Sir Shylock from Men of Mayhem, and this is going to be a tutorial on how I set the orders for Territory Battle and what you should be looking for when you are playing a Territory Battle. So first off, we're going to go ahead and enter into the Territory Battle area, and I'm going to do a quick recap of where we've been so far since we're in the middle of a battle. So coming down here into the first zone, you'll see that we earned 3 stars. There's 4 different areas where you can deploy to. There is the special mission, which gives us the guild token bonus of 7 tokens. We had 29 people in the last in this territory battle that made that reward, so that was a huge bonus for everybody. Over here, we've got 1 combat mission that requires only light side 2-star characters. And then we have another light side that just requires light side or another combat mission that requires light side characters. And then we have the platoon area. If we come up into the platoon area, you'll see all 6 platoons were filled, 15 out of 15. That got us to level 3 of the Rebel Guerrilla Strike ability. And if you come back here, you'll see that that ability carries through into these 2 yellow zones. So it carries us completely into Phase 2. When we click over into the first of the 2 areas of Phase 2, you'll see some of my orders from before were still set, and it's not where I wanted to go. And same thing down here in the lower area. So in the lower area, the Overlook, we've earned 2 stars in that area. We have the special combat mission, which was Rogue One only. Again, it gives us the guild tokens. We don't have a whole lot of people that have a viable Rogue One squad, so we didn't earn a lot of rewards from that one. Down here, light side 3-star, that one's easy. We can do that pretty well with our roster. And you'll see again we got 6 out of 6 on the platoon areas, and we got the full ability which carries through into Phase 3 into these 2 areas. Coming back up here, this is one of the areas that I wanted to touch on. So we got 2 stars. If we look in the platoons, we got 6 out of 6, which this is a really big one. You see it's the Ion Cannon Blast. That carries us all the way through to Phase 6 with the fleet areas. Over here, you've got the combat mission that requires Hoth Rebel Soldier. You run that with Rebels. That one gives us a battle or a territory points bonus of up to 329,000. And then we've just got a standard combat mission down here. But when you look in the general deployment area, so we earned 2 stars. If I remember right, it takes 21,600,000, something in that area, to get to 2 stars. So anything over that is wasted if we can't hit this 55 million. So if we come down through here and we look through the history of what we earned, let's see if it'll let me. It's not going to let me go through that. So up here before Sand Hollow really did his deployment, we had already reached our 2nd star. He did it with one of his combat missions. So then when he came in and deployed that 1.4 million GP, that was essentially wasted. We didn't need that in here. Eternal finished us up. We had 1 spot left in platoons. He deployed. That gave us the 6 out of 6, and then we also get like 140,000 TP bonus for him doing that. So that 1.4 million from Sand could have gone better down in here. you know, if I go back through and I look at the guild stats, I can see that if everybody had deployed, we had quite a few people in this phase that didn't deploy, and then if everybody had done the combat missions, we probably wouldn't hit this 43 million, but we had a chance. So same thing going through, you know, in the third phase, we now pick up the fleet areas. We look at the combat mission. That one is super easy, gets you 371,000. And then here in the fleet platoons, we missed out somewhere. And it's going to be right here in Squadron 2. Without checking, I'm pretty sure we've probably got that ship available and somebody just didn't deploy it. So had they all deployed, or had everybody deployed, we would have gotten this to 5 of 6, or 6 of 6 instead of 5 of 6, and then that ability would have carried into these two zones. So that's, and I could go through all of the areas that we've been in, but that's not really necessary. I do want to touch on this one here. Right here you see I have platoons 3 and 4 only called out. The reason for that is if we come in here, now you see that we had people deploying platoons 1 and 2, 5, and then I changed the orders for 6. We were hoping to try and fill that up. But the reason I said platoons 3 and 4 only is if you come in here and look, platoon 1, there's 2 Kit Fistos. Now, if I come over to Discord, and you've heard mentioned a lot from the officers about Discord, but if I come over here and I use a tool that we have called Guild Search, and I search for Kit Fisto, it takes just a second to update, and it's going to tell me how many of that character we have throughout the guild in our roster. And we have 1 6-star, 2 4-stars, no 5-stars. Well, at this stage, we need 5 stars, so we can't fill platoon 1 at all. Coming down to platoon 2, look through here. Here's a Juhani. We don't have any 5-star Juhanis. We can't fill platoon 2. Platoon 5, there's a Rose Tico. We don't have a Rose Tico at 5 stars that I'm aware of. So we more than likely can't fill platoon 5. Platoons have to be filled in pairs. So I come through here, I look at platoon 3. We have all of those tunes. Platoon 5, we have all of those. Platoon 6, we actually have all of those. So I just have to pick 2 of the 3. I picked 3 and 4. You know, this tune actually got deployed in the wrong area. We could have filled that if everybody would have followed orders. So coming down here to the bottom, same thing. I look through here, platoon 1, and there's a Kit Fisto and a Rose Tico. Platoon 2, Kit Fisto. Platoon 5, Rose Tico. Platoon 6, there's a it's either Karth or Canderous. We don't have that one. Platoon 3, Platoon 4, we could fill both of those. We had a total of 2 Lobot characters in the guild, and the way I had the orders set, we only needed 2 of them. So we could have done that. So now I'm going to go ahead and set the orders for the next phase and show you guys what it is that I look at. So I'm going to start with the fleet, and we're going to come in and look at the platoons for the fleet, or the squadrons they call them in the fleet area. So here's an Anakin. We can't fill this platoon. Here is an IG-2000. We cannot fill that one. Got another Anakin. Got... Well, I don't think we've got that right there. There's another Anakin. No, we don't have a B-28, so even if we could fill Squadron 4, which I'd have to check a couple of these ships. We can only fill one squadron, which means we can't unlock any abilities. We can't pull any bonuses from filling the platoons. So I'm going to leave the ban on here, and I'm going to change the message to, I don't have a preset one. Alright, so order is set for there. Alright, now I come up here and I look at the combat mission, light side 5 stars. That should be no problem whatsoever. So hit here first, change that to focus, hit confirm, and then here, just deploy all. And because this is a preset message, I'm going to go ahead and tweak it to fit. Alright, so fleet is done, and now you know we can do the battle, we can do the deploy all. Another thing that we can use Discord for is I can look and see what the size of the guild is. So if I come in here and type in guild, it'll tell me what the GP of the guild is at the moment. So right now we've got 38.8 million for troop GP and 26.6 million for fleet GP. So to reach 1 star, we need 18 million. We can absolutely do that. I'm not sure what the 2-star level is. We can probably reach that with the battle bonuses. I pretty much guarantee we won't reach 3 stars. Alright, so coming down here to the middle, I'm going to look at the platoons again. There's a Juhani, we don't have that. We may be able to do that one. I haven't checked all of those characters. Same thing there, we may be able to do that. Alright, there's 2 Lobots there. Pretty sure we don't have a Visas Mar at a 6-star. And there's Rose Tico. So I know that Platoons 1 and Platoons 6 are out. Platoons 2 through 5 should be able to come up with a combination in there. Got the special mission here, requires Commander Luke Skywalker. I'm going to set that one as hit here first. I'm not going to set anything else right away. So now down here, there's only 3. We've got a combat mission, we've got platoons, and we've got a deploy area, and we only need 11 million GP to unlock a star in here. So between the two, I've got 14.1, 11.1, so it's 25.2, and we've got 38.8 million GP to work with. With the battle bonuses, we should be able to get 2 stars here on the bottom and 1 in the middle. So I'm just going to go ahead, and this is just light side 6-star. Go hit here first. Now, one note about that, you notice in here I said hit here first on the special mission. Down here I said hit here first on this one. When you go to deploy, you should do this one and then do this one before you move on and hit the, usually I mark the platoons as second, so you should do do the first in both zones before you go and do the second. That way you're not using something in one area that we might need in another. So same thing, we're going to look in here, see if there's anything that's going to stop us. You know, I'm seeing a lot of Coruscant Underworld Police. We have very few of those in the guild that are 6-star and higher. Seeing a lot of Lobots. And you can probably piece together a couple of those. I'm going to look at those a little bit later, not on the video. So I'm going to leave those as prohibit for the moment. Alright, so here, this one requires Hoth Rebel Scout. You see here, I actually don't have the characters to even run that mission myself, but if you do, I'm going to say hit your 3rd for anybody that has it. And then this one is actually going to be hit your 4th. And then deploy all here last. Now you'll see that when I say deploy all here last, pick the territory closest to getting the next star. So what I mean by that is down here we're 11.1 million before we unlock our first star. Here we're 14.1 million. That means I want you to work on the bottom zone first. As soon as we hit that 1.1 million, I want you to flip up here and work on getting our first star in this area before we go down and work on our second one in here. So it's a lot of bouncing around between areas, but it's always working towards what's the next achievable goal. So I'm going to set the same order on this one. And aside from going in and giving a closer look at those platoons, everything is set. So I'm going to come in here, say confirm and notify, and now everybody knows that they can come in and work on getting that battle taken care of. Alright, that